May 25th marked 5 years since George Floyd was murdered by a Minneapolis police officer. Massive protests across the US led to a renewal of public support for police reform. But Congress failed to pass the George Floyd Justice in Policing Act, with disagreements over items like qualified immunity and creating a national database for police misconduct. And while research shows that police killings have been steadily rising since 2020, the Trump administration is gutting reform policies at the federal level and seriously limiting certain measures at the state level. The White House is making the point that strengthening law enforcement means not holding them accountable for wrongdoing and not implementing the reforms that activists have fought for. Instead, Trump wants more aggressive policing, no focus on equity issues, and increased support for officers who are accused of misconduct. The newly appointed Assistant Attorney General of the Department of Justice Civil Rights Division is Harit Dylan. She has said that she does not want staff who, quote, persecute police departments based on statistical evidence. However, police reform advocates are expected to do extensive research to prove that there is a consistent pattern of injustice, only to have that evidence dismissed when they demand change. In fact, the Justice Department recently announced that it will end oversight into nearly 24 local police departments that had investigations of corruption and racism. Places like Minneapolis and Louisville had agreements to address the findings of these investigations. These agreements are now being terminated by the Trump administration. A justice system that refuses to prioritize police accountability and racial justice is one that will continue to promote police brutality and distrust in law enforcement. A president that willingly sabotages peaceful diplomatic attempts at police reform is showing that he prefers to enable violent cops rather than protecting the communities that they target. Justice for George Floyd and all other victims of police brutality involves convicting the officers, but it also requires taking the necessary steps to ensure that police abuse of power does not continue to happen again and again.